final opportunity, and that is wide from Fayol. Great save from Antilo Jr. And he is beside himself right now. Oof. That's given away. Nunez spots Lupango. Opportunity to pull the trigger here. Lupango goes for it and forces a stop.
Is Halike the most? Because at the moment, they're looking for any sort of penetration into the final third, and Halike definitely would have given that.
Long range effort. Ooh. Fantastic shot. He's gonna go for it. Forcing another top save from Zambrano. Sulit plays it through Fayol. Switches it to the opposite side. It's well worked. Jola trying to go direct to Fayol. Difficult one to control. Oof. Through the lines. It's a great opportunity for Tuloy. It's tucked away. Beautifully worked. And into the back of the net. John Sahor opens the scoring for Tuloy.
Well, that was a really good team goal. From back to front, through the midfield, through the lines. And it's a really good finish from Sahor. And I was just saying it would be a really good time to score. And Tuloy have done just that. And that's going to completely flatten their opponents into the halftime. Valenzuela PB Mendiola even further because of the chances that they had and missed. And they might go behind again.
Oof. Could have been on top and in control of this contest. In the opening 10-15 minutes. Now they are behind. It's a Tuloy side that is picking up momentum. Another opportunity perhaps here. Chance for Lupango, and it is a second. Another incredible team goal from Tuloy FC.
Well, when the added minutes were put up, 4 minutes, I wouldn't have imagined that there would have been 2 goals to come in those 4 minutes. But again, it's a similar scenario, a cutback across the whole half, or across the whole back line. And it's the undoing of Mendiola. It's a scoreline that I don't want to say it doesn't reflect the game, but it's a scoreline that could have been so different had things gone differently for Mendiola, because they had the chances before Tuloy did. A lot of misplaced passes that actually led to the opening chances of Mendiola. So
Sawat. Nunez making the run into the box. Fantastic finish for Harry Nunez. Makes it 3 for Tuloy.
Harry Nunez usually plays most of his game in midfield, but he made a really good late run into the box, crashed the penalty box, and the finish was excellent. Went low, went hard, and went near post. And Zambrano tried his best but couldn't get anything on that shot.
Fayol inside the box. Being hounded by 2. Sulit now can pull the trigger. And it's fallen kindly. Flag is up, however. Diaz gets it forward. Lupango. Releasing early. Sahor. Goes down in the box, out! Just inches wide. Forced into a mistake. And now here come Tuloy. Saidal Sawat cuts into his left foot. Bayosalan getting it to Fayol, who's completely bodied his man. Can he find a teammate here? Great cut back. And Bayosalan. Sydney came on in the 36th minute. A solid 34 to play. Chance there, stopped by Zambrano.
It's a game of fine margins. But at the moment, the scoreline is anything but.
Salan, it's going to fall for Razonable. And Tilo has come up a bit of pain from that collision.
It looks like they're going to keep their core through this window. We'll wait and see if they have any more additions, but it's a core squad that looks to remain intact.
Saud pulls the trigger, left-footed strike off the crossbar. Second attempt, and that one is over. Cast into the spotlight as a very young man. But he's continued his development. Tuloy FC with their second victory of the season. 3 goals and a clean sheet. That'll put them at 6 points in this 2025-26 season. Job done for Tuloy.
Great performance from Tuloy. Really controlling this match after a shaky start. They put their foot on the ball and just played their game the way we know they have.
It is your Philippines Football League Sunday right here, and we are opening this one with Philippine Army FC and Stallion Laguna, as we are bringing you match number 79 at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in the city of Manila. Will the Troopers swoop in for the upset, or Philippine Army will be in immaculate white? We got to see Army's lineup earlier. Let's head over to Stallion Laguna.
Scorer, he's got 15 goals to his name, and he's looking to get to 20 as quick as possible.
You see the intention of Stallion Laguna. They've got 4 players on the half line.
Perhaps you're up against players with greater technique or a bit more athletic than you. You want to make it a bit more of a battle.
Hoatam. McDaniel shoots and scores. First blood here. They score in the 3rd minute. Just what the doctor ordered here. Now donning the number 14. Since his return, he is showing the number 4. So I think he wants 4 more.
Well, that didn't take long, Claro, and to be fair to Philippine Army.
Good to see him on the mend. Baji to Placito. McDaniel, can he get past Villasenor? Buries it there, makes it 2-0 in the 25th. I think he heard you, Jing.
Yun na nga, narinig ata ako ni Finn McDaniel, because right on cue, they link up to perfection there. Just sliding that ball into a position where Finn McDaniel didn't need to take a touch. Bring him towards a tight angle, and he thinks, yeah, he's probably not going to be able to score from there. But Finn McDaniel is a special talent, and you look at this, 10 shots, 8 of them on target.
Stay active here. Chance now forward, Ariola. Shoots here, it's a wonder goal! My, oh my! But we've been talking about his quality also. Gave us a banger. Philippines.
Sensational, Claro. An incredible goal from Jimwell Ariola. His 3rd of the season.
And Philippine Army with a lifeline now, because they're within striking distance. Quite a build, if you ask me. Bringing it in. Gives a bit of that push. And there's the instant goal from Finn McDaniel. Instant impact from Kevin Ibene Mukata.
Stallion Laguna able to re-establish their cushion. And it's a hat trick for Finn McDaniel. Buries that into the bottom corner.
It's with him now on the right. He's been taking corner kicks too, with Galliano Trujillo being subbed off. Here comes Finn. Forced a super save.
Fun.
Come to a test late, you're still able to finish. Finn trying to evade the defense. Memari Manesh gets one in. Makes it 4-1. Yeah, there's the celebration. Nagtatampo daw siya, Jing.
Fantastic goal from Manesh. Blistering pace to get in behind. And when he had his chance, made no mistake there. 4-1 to Stallion Laguna, and you have to say that's done and dusted for them.
Benny Mokata shifted lanes here. Hits the turbo. Taking the defense 2-on-1. Leads to this one. He gets a fourth one. Throws the ball forward. I think they want to sneak in more here.
He needs one more, Finn McDaniel, to reach his target of 5 goals, but you got to credit half of that goal to Ebene Mokata. How is a man built like that so good with the ball at his feet? He was so tricky and delivered a perfect pass.
Full-time whistle at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Stallion Laguna get to sneak in a goal at the death. 4 goals for Finn McDaniel. Amir Mimari Manesh.
Title race is heating up, and this fixture will surely be a classic. The defending champions Kaya FC Iloilo takes on 1 Taguig FC in the hopes of positioning themselves well to keep their hands on the title. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rizal Memorial Stadium. My name is Jamer de la Cruz alongside Diego Cordero. And
3 points and you take 3 points away from your direct rival. So
KFC Iloilo, all eyes on.
it is our second fixture of our midweek match day. It's actually a first round fixture, which is why it's match number 40 between Manila Digger FC and Don Bosco Garelli United. It'll be Diego Cordero alongside Natasha Alquiros Dato calling this one for you. Again, it is a match that hasn't happened yet in this season because it was one of the matches cancelled by our Typhoon in the earlier part of the round one, I believe it was. So it's going to be the first meeting between these two for a while, and it's going to be an exciting one for sure. Again, some lovely weather here. It was scorching earlier in the afternoon, but now conditions are a bit more favorable for football. It's not melting anymore in the field. And yeah, it's going to be a really good match between these two sides. It's going to be a match also between two teams that are in completely different races in the league table. You have Manila Digger gunning for the championship, but they have to play so many games to catch up, to be level on games played with the other teams. So if you assume they win those games, they'll be right in there in the title race. For Don Bosco Garelli United naman, it's only 3 points this season. Their only win coming against Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and that was a really long time ago. Manila Digger's last game was suspended due to some difficulties for Philippine Army, while Don Bosco Garelli United are off a loss to Aguilas last weekend. Actually, that was very recent. That was just a few days ago. So that is where both teams are at. Natasha, what are you expecting from Manila Digger in particular?
For Manila Digger, you know that they're going to be hungry to play once again. The last game that they've had was in Feb 11. So it's been a while since they've seen PFL action. They've been unlucky with the postponement of their games or canceled games fixtures leading up to this matchup. But for Manila Digger, as we've mentioned, going up against Don Bosco Garelli, these are two teams battling at opposite ends of the table. Manila Digger need to win this game to make sure that their title race is still on track. And for the side of Don Bosco Garelli, they've only had one win so far this season, and they definitely want to start on the second round or end this first round game on a high note. For Manila Digger, as we've mentioned, they are the only team so far this PFL season that are unbeaten. So that's a fantastic feat to hold, and that's whether it's the PFL or in the AFC Challenge League. They did pass through that group stage and qualified now to the round of 16, the knockout stage. So a lot of games to be played in the next few days for the side of Manila Digger.
Yeah, so they're currently as low as 4th, but that is because, again, they haven't played as much games as their opponents. They have 4 games in hand over Kaya and 2 games in hand over 1 Taguig. Their last result was a 12-0 victory over Valenzuela PB Menjol, and that's where Manila Digger find themselves. They find themselves also keeping all their main players during the transfer window, which ends tonight, and also making additions as well. So you saw the likes already of Dabao, Borlongan, but tonight, our player to watch, and we really want to highlight him because he's quite a famous figure in Philippine football. It's former national team, and to be honest, probably still in the national team pool. It's Justin Bass, the number 70 for Manila Digger. So he's going to bolster the squad for their PFL title charge, and you'd assume he'll play next week and in their away match 2 weeks from now in their AFC Challenge League tie against Dewa United. He is going to bolster that midfield for Manila Digger. Yeah, and that's why we're going to mark him as the player to watch, because what a player to add to your squad in the middle of a really busy schedule in your season.
That's right, a great pickup for the side of Manila Digger. They've been very smart with the players that they sign on. They've only had 5 signings, but you know that it's quality over quantity. And Justin Bass is definitely a great pickup. He's played for the national team, already 17 appearances to his name. He just came from the Malaysia Super League, came and played in Melaka. He also has experience playing in the Thai League with Uthai Thani as well. So such a great add-on for the side of Manila Digger that continue to boost their squad and adding in really good new local players as well as adding foreign players to their side to really keep the title race as competitive as possible, especially as they play their international fixtures as well.
A word now from the coaching staff of Manila Digger.
Hello everyone. Today is not weekend. It's just a midweek match for us. And the weekend we still have an important match, and the next week we have the EFC match. So this match for us, it's also very important. We need to make sure support for our in the fighting in this PFL in this season. So it's very important for us. I rotation on my players because all my players training very good. So I trust my every players. I think today is a great match. Thank you.
Of course, Coach Basliu talked about the rotation as well of the squad. A lot of changes on his side, but when you have a bench as deep as the one of Manila Digger, anyone can start and still make the same difference.
Moving on to the other side of the field, we have Don Bosco GARELLI United, currently at 9th place in the league standings. They're level on points with Mendiola, the only team that they've beaten with a total of 3 points. They are 6 points adrift of Tuloy FC, who are in 8th. Actually, that's 7 points now, given that Tuloy got a draw earlier on. But it's a squad that looks quite different because of how productive they've been in the transfer window. A lot of changes for this Don Bosco side in terms of outgoings and arrivals, some of which will be starting and featuring tonight. But it's a squad that hasn't had a good season so far. However, they'll be hoping that that transfer window would have been able to help them reinvigorate their season. They're currently coming off a 3-0 loss to Aguilas, but they actually had a lot of chances in that match that they were unable to take. However, it was a story that they've had too many times this season, and they lost out that match in the end. Natasha, for you, for a squad that looks quite good on paper, is there room for improvement in terms of actual points tally for Don Bosco GARELLI United?
Definitely, you feel that for the side of GARELLI, with a number of foreigners especially, that they've picked up to really bolster their squad for this second round, you'd expect them to have better results. And that's why you think that they were that busy in the transfer window, and they want to prove a point this second round that they are making the changes necessary. And for this lineup of Don Bosco GARELLI United, a complete revamp from head to toe, 11 changes for the side of GARELLI, from the goalkeeper, the defensive line, midfield line, and the attacking line. So a big change for GARELLI, and let's see if the gamble will pay its reward.
They'll be hoping that sooner rather than later, they actually continue to add to their points tally. You see there's some new signings. One of them is Solomon Okereke, who is familiar to some PFL fans because of the fact that he has already played in a PFL club. So he came from One Taguig, and he's been given the start right away at Don Bosco GARELLI United. Goals have been hard to come by for Don Bosco, but they'll be hoping that he will be able to provide a new source of goals for them. And it's in the transfer window. Usually we see this in football. New signings can usually add new energy and new, belief into a side.
So he's not the one pictured on your screen at the moment, but Solomon Okoreke, as you've mentioned, coming in from One Taguig, he didn't get that much minutes playing for the One Taguig side, and it's definitely his chance to help this Don Bosco Garelli side and to really get the minutes that he wants and deserves, and to hopefully find the back of the net and help get better results for the side of Garelli United.
We'll take it now to the coaching interview of Don Bosco.
So it's a rough week for us because we have 3 games in 1 week. So we expect that it's gonna be a hard game for us, especially the fitness of Manila Digger was good. But we expect that our team will give 100%, and to be relevant on this team, we will try to attack and then focus more on doing our best and improving. And we have high respect with Manila Digger, especially they have AFC games, and I hope they will respect us and also do their best. And thank you.
There you have it from the coaches of Don Bosco. So they're respecting Manila Digger's stature and the fact that they are one of the strongest teams in the Philippines at the moment. But for Don Bosco, I'm sure there is a window of opportunity here because of the fact that Manila Digger have such a congested schedule. They're going to play 3 games in a week, and 2 of those games are against really tough teams. One against Kaya this Saturday, and then one against Dewa United here in Rizal Memorial next week. So this is a chance really to take on a rotated Manila Digger team and to try and exploit the fact that they're going to be thinking about other things as well. Is there room for Don Bosco to do something in this match?
Definitely a chance for the new signings of Garelli. Jahin, the Lebanon U17 national team, holding in that back alongside Edie, who came over from Maharlika. A chance to see as well Daniel Stoko and Minkap Kim, the players from England and South Korea. It's a chance for all these new foreign signings, as well as Kai Kimura, the Japanese attacking player up on top, alongside Solomon, to really prove that they can and are a team that are capable of putting on the challenge against the big teams. Of course, coming into this game, Manila Digger do have the advantage. As we've mentioned, they are title contenders. They've had a fantastic first round showing so far. Only a couple of draws against Stallion, against Cebu, and against Aguilas. So it's a big test for Garelli to take on the Giants, Manila Digger.
We'll take it now down to the players' margin.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let us welcome the teams of Manila Digger FC and Don Bosco Garelli United.
See in your picture the refereeing team for this match. It's going to be referee Meliton Palayo, assisted by Aldous Mirafuentes II and Ryan Flores, with the fourth official, Timothy De Castro. Our referee assessor is Noel Marquez, and our match commissioner is Joseph Gen Saya. That will be your refereeing and match official team tonight, with the two team captains. That's going to be Modu Mane and Eugene Ariola. Usually the captain for Don Bosco is Banjo Mahinay, and he finds himself on the bench. Approaching kickoff now. This match might be one-sided on paper, but as the saying goes, and it's a repetitive and cliche saying, but it's true nonetheless, bilog ang bola. This is going to be an exciting match nonetheless, Natasha.
That's right. In football, anything can happen until that final whistle. Earlier today, we saw Tuloy go up against a Philippine Army, and that ended in a 2-all matchup. The first round that those two teams went against each other, it was 6-2 in favor of Tuloy. But with this transfer window open, just coming to a close today, we're seeing teams definitely beef up their squads and getting better results and becoming more competitive this second round. Take a look at the first 11 for Manila Digger. As Coach Baslu mentioned, it is a rotated squad. 7 changes all throughout. Watanabe gets a start alongside Kai and Wamba Tafen. So changes all on top. Justin Bass, their new signing, a start as well for him. Barcelona, Sambu, and Clarino all get the start for the side of Garelli. Head-to-toe changes as compared to their game against Aguilas. So all of these players for the side of Garelli, fresh legs.
Both sides playing in congested schedules, but Manila Digger in particular have such a tight and busy schedule. For those of you who don't know, they are also the only PFL team left in international competition, and they'll be playing a home match here against Dewa United next week, and they've also announced that tickets will be free for that match. For Don Bosco, they played last weekend against Aguilas, and that's probably why there is some rotated lineup there. It's going to be kickoff any moment now. Manila Digger in their red and yellow jerseys, and Don Bosco going the other way in their black and orange jerseys. Okireke will get things off. You do say that even though Manila Digger did rotate, it's still such a very strong squad out there. And yeah, obviously Justin Bass, Philippine international, will be anchoring the midfield today.
And of course, this is a chance for the players of Manila Digger. You feel that the first 11's not always really just set in stone for Manila Digger. Anyone at any moment can break through in that first 11. And so this is definitely a chance for those players in rotation to swipe away their chances of cementing their spot in that first 11 coming into the harder fixtures.
No Nishioka, who has the most minutes among everyone in the entire squad. He's on the bench. He has 844 minutes. And no Saiku Sise as well, who is their top scorer. Boubacar Toure, the top assister, is also on the bench being rested ahead of the Kaya game this weekend and the Dewa United game next week. But again, it's still a very strong lineup. Jordan Jarvis back into the lineup. Asong as well. Very strong team, it must be said. Giveaway though, and Don Bosco have the possession in their opposition half. Justin Bass with a robust welcome back into the PFL. Here come Manila Digger. They have momentum on this attack. Modu Mane, tonight's captain, looking for Watanabe. However, that pass is offside. By the way, shout out as well to OJ Clarino in the right back spot of Manila Digger. He is a newly crowned UAAP champion because he is also an assistant for the UP Fighting Maroons, who won here last Monday, I think. And that was a really good game as well.
When you think about it, that was just 2 days ago. So you also have to give credit to a lot of our players who are also coaches as well. Not only are they playing in the professional league, they're also shaping the future national team players as well.
Yeah, OJ Clarino, not the only Clarino in the two teams. Okereke with a foul there. Too much pressure being applied on his opponent. Okereke again not given the amount of minutes that he would have wanted in one Taguig, but he's given the start right away as the striker in Don Bosco. Just talking about Clarino, he's not the only Clarino in these two teams. The other one, however, is not playing tonight. And yeah, OJ Clarino was part of that UP setup because he was assisting his brother, si Popoy Clarino naman. So it's a very good footballing family that they have over there.
Earlier, we also saw Solomon Okereke just showing how feisty he is up on top. Wanting to cause problems for the defense, not allowing them to have that time and space.
Mane pressured, but somehow he keeps possession of the ball. Desmond Guy in there as well, along with Daniel Stocco. Here is Mane. Watanabe. A heavy challenge, but clean, according to the referee. Looks like it will be Pao Usman Guy to lead the line for Manila Digger tonight. Very feisty opening few minutes here between these two sides. Clarino doing well enough to win a free kick there.
It's also notable to see Eugene Ariola playing more attacking roles, usually listed as a defender, now playing as a left winger for the side of Don Bosco Garelli.
Eugene Ariola up against OJ Clarino. That's going to be a very important duel for this evening. Here is Justin Bass dictating play. Watanabe keeps it just about, goes for the cross, looking for a teammate, and the header from Wambata Fem. Couldn't get the clean contact, and it bounced over the net of Ishii. Shotaro Ishii would be happy actually that it wasn't anywhere near on target, but that was a warning sign from Manila Digger early on.
Watanabe with great contact, the cross inside the box. Just a miss header from Wambata Fem. Early signs of danger for the side of Manila Digger, favoring that left side when they attack.
No foul there called by the referee. Here's Usman Guy. Good hold up play. Wambata Fem has the ball once again, taking on his man. And it's a really good sliding challenge actually from Bacon. Manila Digger are going to have a corner kick though.
If I'm not mistaken, Kevin Bacon, if I'm not mistaken, he is a player from FEU.
Okay.
Alongside Eugene Ariola. I'll get confirmation of that later. It's good to see UAP players coming in to the PFL.
Watanabe's cross met by Don Bosco head. Gonna try to start a counter-attack here. Unable to get it forward, but the possession is still with Don Bosco. Good footwork there. And they work it out wide. Again, Don Bosco coming off that 3-0 loss to Aguilas. But if you actually watched that game, they had chances, more than enough to actually score. They couldn't take any. Ariola down the left. First chance to get forward. Goes for the early cross, just slightly too high for a teammate. Still with Don Bosco though. That's well defended. As Barsanilla doing some defensive duties. And for Don Bosco Garelli, goal scoring has really been their problem. So throughout the whole season, they only have 2 different goal scorers, which is not ideal to rely on only 2 sources for goals. You know, you put that in contrast to Manila Digger, they have 11 different goal scorers. That's the difference in terms of actually chipping in for goals between these two teams.
And also the two players that have scored, Mbida and Yamaguchi, players that are not starting in this matchup today.
They'll be hoping that the likes of Okereke are able to change how that statistic looks. Justin Bass looking for that diagonal. He has that in his locker. And he forces a throw in. Looks like Justin Bass is going to be playing as that number 6. So in terms of build-up, a lot of the connecting between midfield and attack is going to come from him. Usman Guy using his strength well. Wambatafem. Again, good defending from Bacon. Hopefully that time, my pronunciation a little bit better. And it's him again, actually, winning that goal kick.
Good to see defending players from Don Bosco Garelli really doubling up on the players on the attack of Manila Digger. A lot of these players, especially the likes of Mane, Wambatafem, they have such great technique even in tight spaces.
Watanabe getting that flick on. There's Wambatafem. Great diagonal looking for Watanabe. He's going to get on the end of it and take the shot. Straight into the hands of Ishido, his compatriot, denying him of the opening goal. But a bit of a dodgy moment there actually from Isaac Johnson. Just lost sight of the ball. Warning sign from Manila Digger.
Just the accuracy with the diagonal ball.
Okereke has a very tough job tonight because he's playing as a lone striker and he's up against Jarvis as well as David Sambu. Very tough center-back pairing to play against, and he's going to play against them having to be that outlet for his team to get them involved because they're going to be sitting really deep against this team. Limbo.
I feel that the key as well for Don Bosco Garelli is to first of all be defensively organized. First few minutes, they have been that, but to sustain this all throughout the whole match.
Bit of a strange clearance from Sambu, and Okereke is going to latch on. Shots taken from distance. But that's quite far away. That was Desmond Guy trying to test the goalkeeper. I think Don Bosco will be happy, though, that they've survived the first 10 minutes against one of the best teams in the PFL. So they've survived and crossed that landmark. They haven't been stunned in the opening 10 minutes. They'll be happy with that. Something that's happened already to them so many times this season against the better teams. Better start tonight. Barsanilla. No Shermar Ferlonco in the squad tonight. He's been given the rest.
As we of course go deeper into the season, midweek games like today, squad rotation really does play a big factor.
Oh, great turn from Usman Guy. Has a chance for a cutback. Looking for Modu Mane, and it was a deflection in the end that cleared it just about. Possession still with Manila Digger, though. Good possession for the only undefeated team in the PFL. Pass looking for Justin Bass's overhit. And ball will return to Don Bosco. Chance for a counter-attack maybe. In Guy, will he get to this? Good defending from Sambu.
Test of speed really will be tested in this matchup, especially for the back line of Manila Digger. See that Garelli playing it low, going for those quick counters.
Wambatafem taking on his defender once again, goes for the early cross. It was a really good ball, in fairness. Usman Guy not expecting it though. Good goalkeeping from Shotaro Ishii, whose #1 spot is being tested with the new signing of Mochamrad. However, Mochamrad is not available this evening. Clarino getting a ball to the face. Looks fine though.
Eventually, Manila Digger able to defuse the situation. Continue on the passing.
Justin Bass playing as a midfielder. But he didn't always play in that position. When he was still young, he would always actually play as a center back. It was when he was at Kaya that he was returned to that defensive midfield role. Grew up playing football in Eredivisie settings. Oh, great touch there. Chance is still alive. Clarino. Odumane. Don Bosco, in fairness, have gotten back into a compact shape. Bass to Clarino. Eventually worked away, but he's gonna come back right again. Some pressure being applied now from Manila Digger.
Accuracy with the long ball passes. Just the technique as well of the players really being put on full display. And Don Bosco Garelli really just absorbing the pressure.
Long pass looking for Barsanilla. He's gonna try to keep it in, but unsuccessful. But you can see the attitude of Manila Digger. They want to press high whenever they don't have the ball. They're taking the game to Don Bosco.
And you already knew coming into this game, Manila Digger will have more of the possession. Don Bosco Garelli just have to be clinical with the few chances and breakaways that they get in this matchup.
It's up to the likes of Okereke, Ariola, Stoko, and Guy to be able to take care of the ball when they do have it, because most of this match is going to be, in terms of possession at least, controlled by Manila Digger. That's just the reality of the quality that Manila Digger have. Again, people will forget that, you know, they will feel that they should be PFL champions, especially after last season where they only missed out by a point. Stoko looking for Okereke, running out wide. Returns it to Stoko, but one pass too many. Or no, Don Bosco keep it. Here is Stoko. Okereke trying to create something.
Defended there by Jarvis, but the ball stays in the attacking third.
And this is probably the highest Don Bosco have had possession so far in these opening 15 minutes. Long throw, takes a bounce, but Michael Asong is going to claim that. Michael Asong also is another player who's being challenged for his starting spot, because it's been a really good season for Omar NG, who's on the bench tonight. Very young goalkeeper. Goalkeeper in particular, it's a position that, you know, it's so hard to break into the starting lineup. Usman Guy gets it. Error from the goalkeeper, and he's gonna punish that error. For all their hard defending, it's a mistake that is the undoing of Don Bosco. And just like that, Manila Digger are gonna punish them.
Ball from the back directly onto the path of Guy. I feel that the goalkeeper could have done better on that occasion. He tried to make himself big, but Guy's missed touch eventually helped him get the second ball, eventually finding the back of the net.
Player number 15, Usman Guy.
So no Saiku Sisei tonight, but the striker has scored early on. And that's exactly what you didn't want if you're Don Bosco, because now you have to step forward, try to go forward. And Manila Digger are going to be fine with, you know, getting pressure put on them. Offside called against Usman Gai.
Have to give credit as well to Jordan Jarvis. Ball came from the center back. The timing, the weight of the pass, and of course the run of Guy to stay on side, get to the end of it. That's how dangerous Manila Digger can be. Directly from the defense all the way to stop striker, and then the back of the net.
If you're Don Bosco, you'll be frustrated at how easily they got bypassed. They've been compacting their shape, but all it took actually was one long ball to break through that shape. And it's a small error, but that's the fine margins that you get, especially going up against one of the best teams in the country. They have a corner here though, in swinger from Stoko. Ball is sent in. It's gonna meet the Manila Digger player, but it was quite uncertain actually. It's gonna be another corner kick. Manila Digger are usually strong in these positions because of their raw physicality.
This is definitely a chance for Don Bosco Garelli to really get one back. Set piece opportunities, a corner opportunity, a moment to send players inside the box.
Stoko is going to walk from corner to corner. He's going to take this one. It's going to be an outswinger this time. Ball is eventually sent in. Clash of heads in there. One of them being Jarvis. The referee's going to have to stop the game. I think he also called a foul against Don Bosco. Well, you'll be hoping that both players are fine, especially given how busy both schedules are going to be for these two teams. Here's a replay on that. Can't really see it clearly, but it's obviously a clash of heads. The Don Bosco player who was down is back up on his feet. However, Jordan Jarvis, I think, is still receiving treatment. It's not ideal for Manila Digger to lose a player who's adding a lot to them.
Not just that, Jordan Jarvis is not one of the players that are in rotation. He's a usual starter for the side of Manila Digger, especially at that center back role.
Well, here it was again. Both players just going for that aerial ball. And it is a quite nasty clash of heads also. Do wish that both players are okay. I think the Don Bosco player who went down is okay. I believe that was Ian Edie.
That was a foul on Ian Edie to Jordan Jarvis. We saw that Jordan Jarvis, in that aerial battle, he got the full contact on the ball, and Edie heading the back of the head of Jordan Jarvis. Which could be a reason why it's taking him some time to get back up. He's being ushered out of the pitch on a stretcher.
Doesn't look that promising for Jordan Jarvis. Do wish him a speedy recovery if it's anything serious. Ziggy Tanenko has been instantly called back from the warm-up area. I imagine he'll be subbed on in the next break of play. And OJ Clarino's probably going to have to slot in at center back. Not ideal for Manila Digger. You have such a busy schedule and you lose one of your key players. That might mean he's unavailable against Kaya and against Dewa United in 2 games. Kenji Nishioka has also been called back from the warm-up area. I'm not sure who's going to slot in actually. It's going to be interesting how Coach Kim Versales is going to play this one. But again, do wish Jordan Jarvis the best. He is moving down the touchline. She's getting checked. Looks okay, actually, but can't take any risks, of course, with head injuries.
It's good to see he's currently sitting down as well, receiving treatment. As you mentioned, Jordan Jarvis gave the assist to the goal of Guy. So not just an integral part in the way that they defend, but a point where they can attack as well.
Here comes Usman Guy, finds Modou Mane, and he couldn't get the finish. They're down to 10 men at the moment, but they could have been 2-0 up. It's another warning sign for Don Bosco that they cannot afford so much space to these attackers because they will punish you.
You feel that Mane could have done much better on that chance. The cutback pass was perfect. He was on the mark. He had the time despite not having the best first touch, and the second one just couldn't go within that goal frame to really test Ishii.
Chance maybe now for Don Bosco, looking for Okereke, but that pass way too overhit. Again, they're down to 10 men at the moment, Manila Digger, so they're probably just going to slow the game down. And yeah, OJ Clarino has slotted in to center back. Of course, you also have Justin Bass who can play that position.
I was about to say as well, might be a good on the timing as well. You just signed a national team player who's very versatile, can play that midfield role, can also play a center back role.
Still only 25 years old, Justin Bass. Feels like he's been around for a really long time already. Part of the multiple PFL clubs that he's played for, was part of Kaya, obviously. Actually, his last involvement was that Copa winning penalty.
What a pass.
What a touch as well from Watanabe. Again, here is Justin Bass. He's part of the Ratchaburi team, also in Thailand, and was in Malacca. Ultaitani and Malacca again. He's bounced around Southeast Asia. He's back in the Philippines. And I'm sure he wants to also play himself into contention of that PFL or PMNT squad, of course. Have that Hyundai Cup coming up as well, so a lot of PFL players will want to prove that they're worth joining that squad. Great footwork from Wambata Fem. Odumane nearly on the end of it, cleared at the last moment. Karim Chahine with the clearance. Again, doesn't feel like Manila Digger are down to 10. But they are. Here's Limbo. Cross is going to win a corner kick.
Chance now for Manila Digger to set up from a corner opportunity. Do have those tall players with great aerial and heading abilities. Also, the first 20-25 minutes of the game, we're also seeing how good Wambata Fem has been, especially in 1v1s and beating his opponent, getting time and space on the right side.
Corner sent in from Watanabe. Finding a teammate. And the volley from Pausman guy goes wide, but that was a really good strike. By the way, Jordan Jarvis, who was stretchered off, is going to continue in this match. Out of your screen, he's jogging back onto the pitch with tape wrapped around his head. But he has been checked and cleared by the doctors. So he's back on, and it's 11 versus 11 once again. Which is a shame because I already wrote Nishioka on my stat list, but Jordan Jarvis is going to be fit to continue.
Also from that corner, the delivery from Watanabe on that left-hand side. Guy taking it first time. Manila Digger showing that they can also be so dangerous. not only in open play but in set piece opportunities.
A lot of these players showing their talent, even though they are not necessarily starters week in and week out. It's a chance maybe to make a statement to the coaching staff that they also deserve to be playing as much as the other players. But it's that healthy competition that you need at big clubs for you to be successful. Free kick from distance is going to be taken by Daniel Stocco. It's going to be a direct cross. Goes direct, and Jordan Jarvis looks to be fine because he makes the clearance. And it's out for a corner kick.
Jordan Jarvis, the pillar at the back for the side of Manila Digger.
Corner taken shortly. Okereke was in an offside position, so he's just going to leave that out. It's a shame because they could have worked in a better opportunity there. You know, it's only so rare in a match that you're going to have an attacking opportunity against a team like Manila Digger. You know, that this is a team that kept a clean sheet against One Taguig, kept a clean sheet against Kaya. So whenever you have the chance to get forward, you have to be efficient with the little possession that you get.
You also have to say Manila Digger, you mentioned they had those clean sheets against Kaya and One Taguig, teams that are in direct rivals up on top, beating them. But they got draws against the like of Aguilas and Stallion.
And that draw against Stallion, actually, they only drew that match because of a last-minute equalizer from Watanabe. It was a volley from outside the box. So they've had good results, but they've also had results where they say, you know, we would have been the best positioned team in the PFL had those results gone their way. And at the same time, because not all teams have played the same amount of games, you can't really say that you're in the best position. Great footwork there from Guy. Limbo, taking it out of the sky. Couldn't control it though. Here come Don Bosco. But again, Manila Digger just stopping all of those attacks coming from black shirts. And the title race is so tight, Natasha, that, you know, those draws to Stallion and Aguilas, somehow, someway, it could actually come to their detriment later on in their season. That's how tight the points tally is at the moment.
That's right, and that's what makes this season that much better, is that every game counts, every game won, every point that you get will play a factor in where you end up in the table, a table that's always turning.
Usman Guy takes the shot from a really tight angle. He had absolutely no right to get that on target there, but he somehow found himself in that position. He came off a 50-50 duel against Karim Chahine, and I'm not sure Chahine is that okay after that 50-50 duel. Here was that shot, very close.
Guy taking his chances from close range. He had all the power in it, just couldn't keep that one on target. Good to see Karim Chahine back on his feet as well.
It was a really heavy duel that Guy and Chahine found themselves in. Looks to be okay though. That is, by the way, Chahine is one of those other new signings for Don Bosco that they'll be hoping adds to the season. Ariola finding Okereke, but Okereke will be frustrated that he's having to pick up the ball in positions that is not fit for a striker. Carino shouts of man on, but he keeps the ball.
From the first 30 minutes, you feel also that Justin Bass really just fitting in so seamlessly into this Manila Digger squad.
Of
course, it is favorable that his first game with them is coming up against Don Bosco GARELLI rather than the teams ranked higher up.
Here's Modumane. Clip ball looking for Usman Guy, and he's gonna get there ahead of the defenders. Still has the ball, goes for the cutback when he maybe could have pulled the trigger. He was unselfish, and that might have cost him in the end. Modumane wins it back, good strength. So tightly congested in there. It's eventually worked clear. But Manila Digger really are threatening for that second goal.
I definitely could have had those chances to challenge Ishii. Again, does enough to wiggle his way into some space to take a shot, but goes for the pass.
You can just see that we're talking about him being slotted into this team. You can see how well Justin Bass just scans. And he almost makes it look really easy, just picking up possession in areas where Don Bosco can't really find him. Watanabe looking for Limbo. Ball is eventually worked clear. Isaac Johnson making that clearance, but again, whenever they do make that clearance, they're unable to make it stick to the likes of Okereke. That's also a testament to Manila Digger's capacity for winning those duels.
As well as their physicality as well. A lot of the battles have been won by Manila Digger. And at moments when GARELLI put on the challenge, it ends up becoming a foul in favor for Manila Digger.
David Sambu in the midfield position from center back. You can just see whenever Manila Digger want to recycle the ball, they're having a really easy time.
GARELLI playing a really low block, but at the moment, Digger able to find the spaces still in between a very tight back.
Because of how deep Don Bosco are out of possession, means that they have to make such large distances whenever they want to start attacks. They're able to keep possession though, so they're going to have a chance to build something here. Ariola, Daniel Stocco, Bacon. Early cross looking for a teammate, good headed clearance from Sambu. And a good tackle in there from Modumane. Usman Guy peeling out wide. Just a heavy touch there. Give the defender a chance.
For a moment before that, we saw a good spell of Don Bosco GARELLI from the mid-third all the way until the edge of the attacking third. And that's really where the lapse has been for them.
Diagonal from Justin Bass. Modumane. Now, great footwork from him. Able to keep possession in tight spaces. We're unable to have this stat in the PFL, but if we could see the pass count, I'm sure it would heavily favor Manila Diggers because they've been able to just keep the ball recycled so well. And it just tires out Don Bosco because it's so tiring to play without the ball. There is the possession stats, 65% to Manila Digger. It's really felt like more though, to be completely honest. Here's Wamba Tafem, now on the left. Able to get past Ian Edie.
It was great defensive work from Don Bosco GARELLI. Just making sure they had the numbers.
It's given away to Watanabe. Tried to go for the cross, but it's overhit. And this first half has gone quite quickly. I would imagine there is some stoppage time to be added on after that injury scare to Jordan Jarvis. But it's a first half that has really been dominated by Manila Digger, and they will feel that, you know, the 1-0 scoreline probably flatters Don Bosco a little bit because they have had chances to score more than once. Again, that goal came from Pao Usman Guy earlier on, and that's the reason why it's 1-0.
You also have to give credit where credit is due, especially to the defensive shape of Don Bosco GARELLI. Even when they are beat, when it comes to the 1v1 situations, you see that they have the numbers when it comes to defending. So the support is there. When one player is beat, another second defender is there to really stop the play. Again, that also shows how good the Manila Digger are in attack, forcing Don Bosco GARELLI to really go in the defensive and just take those few chances up on top.
Meliton Pelayo, however, has called a free kick in favor of Don Bosco in Manila Digger's half. So this is going to be a chance, albeit from quite a distance. It's going to be a chance for Stoko to send in a cross. You'd imagine that this could be an avenue forward in terms of getting an equalizer. It's going to be sent in by Stoko. The first contact is a Don Bosco contact, but it is out for a goal kick.
"38 minutes in, and you feel that Don Bosco GARELLI, though they've been doing well defensively, just haven't really tested Asong out in this matchup.
Asong even brave enough to help his team with build-up. There's Watanabe down the right this time. Again, the likes of Kai Kimura. Really haven't mentioned them in an attacking situation because they've had done so much defending so far. It's still a 1-0 scoreline though, so it is a slim lead. Clarino smartly plays a 1-2. Usman Guy, brilliant play from Manila Digger. Watanabe looking for Wambatafem, but pass just under hit. You see the counter pressure though from Manila Digger. Whenever they lose the ball, their reaction is really positive. And that's the reason why they win so many possessions back right after losing the ball.
That's right. Manila Digger, once they lose possession, put on the pressure really quickly, rattle the opponents.
There's Wambatafem. Went a really long way and forced a stop from the goalkeeper, but Meliton Palayo has signaled for a goal kick, so the ball was out. Even before the cross, nothing would have counted. Raw pace and power though from Wambatafem. It looked out though.
It was a good call from the linesman. Ball went completely out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Don Bosco GARELLI.
Shotaro will be feeling that he wants to redeem himself, especially after that opening error which led to the goal. And it's always tough for goalkeepers because it's the only position on the pitch where if you make a mistake, there's no one behind you to bail you out. A lot of people say that goalkeeper is the mentally most difficult position on the pitch. There's a foul there called against Kim Minkap. Chance right away. Again, similar to how the first goal happened. Go directly into Usman Guy and he'll try to punish you.
You feel that the goal wasn't completely a goalkeeping error, but also the fact that that was a direct ball, allowing a guy to beat the back line. Unmanned, unmarked.
Usman Guy, great work there. But he's overcrowded. Wins a corner kick though. I think he'll take that after being defended 3-on-1. Would be an ideal time to score for Manila Digger. They're actually one of the best teams in terms of scoring at late first half goals. They have 5 goals in and around this point of the match, around the 45-minute mark. Really strong in terms of ending first halves. They have a chance here from a corner kick. In by Watanabe. Ishii got the punch, but it's not cleared. Eventually cleared and was touched by the referee, so there, I think the protocol here is a drop ball. So Don Bosco are going to escape that set piece.
Ishii, not the tallest of goalkeepers, but from the corner, able to get a punch to it.
There will be 3 minutes of additional time. David Sambu passing it back to Asong. Immediately put under pressure by Okereke, but he played out of it. And Manila Digger, in general, played out of that pressure. And they're gonna win a free kick. Composed build up there from the title aspirants. You can just feel that it's so hard to play against Manila Digger, because if you try and press them, they're good enough to play through you. And if you try and sit back, they're good enough to find the spaces.
But also, we're seeing a very different Don Bosco GARELLI, especially in this first half. I feel that they have been, compared to a lot of their matches in the first round, they feel just a more cohesive team.
Promising moment there for Don Bosco. The cross looking for a teammate from Bacon, but it was overhit. Nevertheless, at a 1-0 scoreline, this match is still open. Again, Manila Digger will be thinking about that game against Kaya on Saturday and that game against Dewa United to keep them in international football. Then they have to travel away to Indonesia. Good play there. Limbo down the left. Goes for the cutback. Watanabe mishit it. And it's a let-off for Don Bosco. Watanabe, I'm sure, disappointed with himself there. Here's Okereke. And safety first from Jordan Jarvis.
That was a great team build-up for the side of Manila Digger that came all the way from the goalkeeper, passing it around the defenders, midfielder, block by block until it reached the attacking third. It was everything but the final shot on goal.
Confirmation is the 3 additional minutes. Crossing opportunity for Don Bosco. Ariola got on the end of it, but couldn't direct his header on target. It's a good moment though. I think Clarino wasn't aware that he had Ariola jumping for that header. Here's Asong to assist in build-up. Asong still yet to be tested, really, but I think Don Bosco will try to get into halftime at 1-0 down and reset from there. They are losing, but it's a scoreline that, against the other big teams previously in the season, at this point of the match, they would have been behind by more. So it's a silver lining to take into the halftime team talk, that it is still only 1-0. Throw in to Don Bosco. Time running out though in the first half.
I feel that there also really has been an improvement for the side of Don Bosco GARELLI, especially in their latest fixtures coming into this matchup. Slimmer losses, if you might say so, especially against the Gig and Aguilas. as compared to, let's say, Don Bosco Garelli's first round matchup against Taguig. They lost 7-0, but the second round was 3-0.
If I recall correctly, they actually kept Taguig scoreless in that second half. They're going to apply pressure here with time running out in the first half. Calmly played though from Manila Digger, and they're going to escape that press. So much physicality on display from Manila Digger. Shahini and Watanabe. Things heating up as the first half ends.
Physicality of the players, 50-50 challenges. Really just heating up a notch towards the end of the first half.
Mincap driving his team up. He's going to get on the end of this, but he's marshaled well by Jarvis and Sambu. Jarvis, who has played as if he wasn't injured in that one spell in the first half. We've passed the 3-minute mark, but Meliton Palayo is going to allow for a little bit more.
This could be the last play before the break. And a lot of positive to take on this if you're Don Bosco Garelli, to keep Manila Digger to a very slim lead.
Long throw is sent in. Clearance from Sambu. Referee is going to allow another long throw to be taken. We've played 1 extra minute already, but it's exercising leniency. This is going to come back into the penalty box. Long throw is taken. Out for a corner, and is the referee going to allow this one? Looks like he is going to allow this to be taken. Very lenient.
This definitely should be the last play.
It's going to be another in-swinger for Don Bosco. Sent into the penalty box. It's messy, and it's cleared off the line. Shot. Saved. No, it's not. It's an equalizer. And somehow, some way, Don Bosco are level. Would you believe it? The bench is absolutely ecstatic. And we're so far over the 3-minute mark. But it's an equalizer nonetheless. What a plot twist.
Desmond Guy making the most of this. It was a first header, eventually tried to clear out by Watanabe, but the second ball fell perfectly for Desmond Guy. Takes it first time, goes near post.
Desmond Guy.
And what a way to end the first half. Still waiting for the whistle of the referee. But regardless, one chance for Don Bosco Garelli. They find it on target, an equalizer. And what a first half.
The halftime score of this match.
Well, that came from completely out of nowhere. I thought that first half was done and dusted once we reached minute 48. But there you have it. It was a very slim lead. And out of nowhere, a set piece where Manila Digger are usually really good. They concede off that second ball, and we were saying they have to play Kaya this week, they have to play Dewa United this week. This is a potential banana slip, and it's proving out to be that way.
Fantastic first half action for both teams. Manila Digger got the lead early at the 17th minute. It was a direct play. Jarvis from the back sending it all the way up to Guy to find that first goal, but at the end, beyond the end of added time rather, Don Bosco Garelli dug deep and able to get that equalizer and to set us off to a very entertaining second half when we come back.
The score currently 1 apiece. Goals from Pao Usman Guy and Desmond Guy. And surprisingly, it's 1-1 between these two teams. A scoreline that many wouldn't have predicted. In fact, the first part of this first half going completely the way people expected. Manila Digger taking the lead through that goal from Pao Usman Guy. But in the dying moments of that first half, Don Bosco were allowed to play on, and they were clinical with their chance to get that equalizer. It was a volley from Desmond Guy. And yeah, it's 1 apiece. This match completely open. And for Manila Digger, this is the type of match that they usually put away. However, this evening, it's not going to be an easy win. I think this was the goal. No, it wasn't, but it came from a similar scenario. It was a set piece that was sent in, and from the second ball, really, it wasn't cleared by Manila Digger, and they were punished because of that. And Natasha, we said before the game started, Bilogang Bola, we're seeing that, something is happening between these two teams that, people wouldn't really expect in a usual day or two with these two sides.
And that just gives credit as well for Don Bosco Garelli. As you mentioned, number 9, number 10 in the standings. Currently, Manila Digger at a number 4. But the numbers don't play on the pitch. You have to show it when the whistle starts, when you get on the pitch. And Don Bosco Garelli really putting in the effort, defensively doubling up, making it that much harder. Also, Don Bosco, for the side of Manila Digger, you feel that they had 2 or 3 chances where they could have made the scoreline much more flattering to their favor, but they weren't clinical in the attacking third as much as you wish that they would have, especially with the caliber of players that they have. And for the side of Don Bosco Garelli, we said it already, they're going to have very few moments up on top, and they were able to make the most of the one and only chance that they had. It was a ping pong in that attacking third inside that 6-yard box, headed in and out, eventually falls perfectly for Desmond Guy, who takes it first touch to find the back of the net. And when you take a look at the halftime stats, 63% possession for Manila Digger, 37% for Don Bosco Garelli. 5 shots for Manila Digger, 2 on target. And interesting enough, it says here 5 as well for Don Bosco Garelli. Feel that it should have been much less than that. It felt like it was 1, 1, and 1. 1 shot, 1 on target, and 1 at the back of the net.
I think perhaps one of those 1 shots on target was that clearance off the line, but anyhow, somehow, it's all even. I think the referees, the coaching staff of Manila Digger have told the referees that they are readying a substitution. It looks like, I'm seeing it in front of me, Ziggy Taninco is going to check in. So there's going to be some squad rotation as well from Manila Digger. Again, you do wonder if this is forced or planned because of the way the game has gone, but also because of their schedule. We'll await confirmation as to who is going to step in and who's stepping out. Nishioka will be one of those players to step in, as will Asan Baji. And yeah, I see Taninko already on the pitch. He's going to come on as well. Nishioka, a usual starter, is going to get the second half here. Coming off. We'll get confirmation as to who came off, but yeah, triple change at halftime.
For the changes of the side of Manila Digger, Asan Baji, one of their new signings this window. He played already in the previous fixture against Mendiola, and now playing again. Taninco will come on, as well as Nishioka. Nishioka, one of their players really on the attack that they depend heavily on, especially when it comes to creating chances and finding the back of the net. 6 goals to Nishioka so far this season.
It's looking like Nishioka will slot into that left wing position.
Triple substitution.
There's that rugby kickoff that we see in football this season. Wambatafem, Clarino, and Limbo coming off.
Number 27, OJ Clarino.
So triple change at halftime.
Were replaced by player number 4, Asan Bachi. Number 14, Kenji Nishioka. And number 22, Ziggy Tataniko.
There's confirmation from our stadium announcer, Dave Yumal.
So one change in the back, another change in the midfield, and a change up on top. All changes on the right side.
Still no Saiku Sise and Boubacar Toure. I think ideally you'd want those players fully rested for the Kaya game. But if needs must, I also wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be introduced in the second half. Excellent chest off by Okereke. He gets it back. Tries to find his left winger, but the pass just slightly behind Ariola. Here's Watanabe. Kenji Nishioka, by the way, who usually plays in midfield. Actually, to be honest, he's played everywhere. Starting as the left winger. Nishioka, by the way, is of Filipino descent, and he already has a passport. Born in Quezon City, raised in Japan. Doesn't speak the best English, but actually speaks really good Tagalog. And yeah, he mentioned actually that one of his goals for this year is to get into that Philippine national team.
You feel that with his performance so far, especially in the PFL and in the AFC Challenge League, he does deserve a call-up or to be in and about that national team. A lot of standout performances as well from different players in the PFL who you believe should get those call-ups once again. Naming a few from each club, the likes of Daisuke Sato from One Taguig or Mike Ott from Kaya FC. Maybe just Nishioka as well from Manila Digger.
Of course, there is a Philippine men's national team game coming up in March against Tajikistan for the Asian Cup slot. And the Hyundai Cup tournament in July to August, which will also have home games in the Philippines. I think it was already announced by the PFF that those home games will be in New Clark City Stadium. So such an exciting time for football. That will also come in the same season as the actual World Cup. So Filipino football fans and football fans in general are spoiled for choice. We don't actually have to look that far ahead if you're a Filipino football fan, of course. Futsal, AFF ongoing now. You have the Women's Asian Cup about to start. And of course, the Futsal Liga, which we mentioned in the previous game, starting this weekend as well. Here come Manila Digger, playing out from the back. Justin Bass looks like he's going to play in a more advanced role because Bass is looking like he's entering the final third more and more now. Such a versatile player to have in your team. Can slot in at center back, can slot in midfield as a number 6 or as a number 8. It looks like Asan Baji will now be the deepest lying midfielder. Interesting to see the different ways this Manila Digger side can set up their team. Nishioka can also play in midfield.
You also feel that they are the team that among all the teams so far in the PFL, they've been unlucky with the schedule. They've had a lot of canceled or postponed games rather. So the last time that they've played was Feb 11. They also have the least amount of games played in the PFL.
They also had to stop playing in the PFL in October the previous year because of that Challenge League campaign, which they did very well in. If you want to be one of the biggest clubs in the country, you also have to deal with these periods where your schedule is going to be stop-start, and then all of a sudden you're playing so many big games within a week. But so far, Manila Digger looks like they're stepping up to the challenge. Tonight, though, is a potential banana peel slip up. So they have one more half of football to correct things. I'm sure Kaya fans and Taguig fans will be hoping that this match stays the way it is.
You saw how Don Bosco GARELLI at the whistle for halftime, they huddled up together. And a moment like that could really bring a team together.
Okay, Reke. Trying to find a teammate, but the pass was too close to Baji, who's taken down. Referee's gonna play advantage. Nishioka, first involvement with the ball on the ground. Modumane. Usman Guy. Trying to go around his man. He does. Still has the ball. Cut back. Couldn't find the red shirt, but still alive here. Watanabe. Nishioka. Goes down. What is the decision here? It was about on the line. I think it's a penalty to Manila Digger. Nishioka repaying his coach's faith after that halftime sub. Here's the replay. Couldn't catch it there. But to be fair to Nishioka, there's no one in a black shirt really protesting. Here is that foul. There was contact and it was inside. It's a good spot from Meliton Palayo, and after conceding a goal right before halftime, they have a chance to go back ahead right after halftime. It's going to be Usman Guy to get the second of this match if he can convert it. Shotaro Ishii, the goalkeeper of Don Bosco, trying to make himself as big as possible. Again, Usman Guy restore parity for his team. Slow run up from Guy. But it's a confident finish. And he gets his brace. Really good penalty. Almost a stare down between the two. But Usman Guy wins out in the end.
Well taken, a penalty kick from Guy. Nothing the keeper could have done about that. That was a top left corner finish. And look at that slow walk up to it, trying to shake or phase. Ishii takes it though. Top left. Usman Guy with a brace to his name, giving Manila Digger the lead early in the second half. The penalty deservingly so given. Nishioka, such a technical player, keeping the ball so close to his feet, attracting the foul inside the box. Kai Kimura just sticking his leg out.
Here he is again. He's on a hat trick now. Usman Guy, mistake from Edie. Has support, tried to go for the cutback. Edie makes up for that mistake. Here's Justin Bass. Nishioka, brilliant footwork. Chance is still alive. Watanabe. Watanabe! Nearly making it 3-1. Manila Digger are coming out of the halftime team talk looking like they mean business.
Just like that, Manila Digger switch on the Jets. 3 halftime substitutions. Nishioka, Baji, and Tanico come in. Nishioka in particular, quickly able to make a difference. An impact substitution. And winning that penalty opportunity. But not just that, even in that open play, we saw that right around the edge of the box. Able to keep the ball with him, make those passes inside the box to connect to Watanabe.
The interesting thing about Kenji Nishioka, whenever he introduces himself as a defensive midfielder, but he has the technical ability to play further up the pitch. And yeah, he did mention in his social media accounts that one of his goals this year is to break into that Philippine men's national team. I'm sure a lot of eyes are on him.
Also, when you think about the signings of Manila Digger with the Filipino players that they have on their lineup, the likes of Nishioka, Filonco, Justin Bass, these are players that are very versatile, can slot in different positions. They can adjust to the different foreigners that they have.
Bosco have to do it again. Goal scorer, guy. There's a shin pad on the pitch. Not too sure who's. Kenji Nishioka, not afraid to do defensive work as well. Such a good player going forward, but he is also very hardworking for his team. I was really surprised that he couldn't speak English for one of our man of the match interviews, but then spoke Tagalog really well. Born in Quezon City before he was raised in Japan. Given away though by Manila Digger.
Referee just plays the advantage.
Ian Edie. Great pass through the lines. Okereke went for a driven cross. It was cut out by Jordan Jarvis.
You see the moments of intent, the quality picking up for Don Bosco Garelli. Great defensive work from Manila Digger.
Bosco, by the way, are going to ready a substitution. Yuta Yamaguchi is warming up right in front of us, and it's going to be another Japanese name on the pitch. Here's Watanabe. Baji. Nishioka. Robust challenge from Stoko, and might have hurt himself actually doing that. Aguirre is also being readied by Don Bosco. By the way, just saw some comments in our previous game for Don Bosco. It is not the same Aguirre that features for Ateneo. This is Ebenezer Aguirre.
The one for Ateneo is Kofi Aguirre.
Yes.
So very different in height as well.
That's right, Kofi Aguirre. I think anyone would recognize him. Who, by the way, announced his departure from the Atenean football team. Do wonder if we could see him in the PFL one day. But back onto this match. Approaching the 60th minute mark. 2-1 is the score. 2 goals from Paus Mangay and 1 goal from Desmond Ngay. Diego Cordero and Natasha Alquiros Dato on call for this one. Modumane driving into the penalty box. Forced out wide. Combining with the 1-2 cross. Justin Bass got 2 chances, couldn't make the finish. Taninko loses out. Counter-attacking chance here, but that pass is just way too far for Okereke to chase. Next goal of this match, really important for both teams. What a touch from Watanabe. Can he make the cross? He finds Guy. Nishioka, what a goal!
Absolute team effort. Sensational goal from Nishioka. Well-deserved team play. Each player playing their part to perfection. Starting with Nishioka, bringing it down the line, being faked by Guy, leaving it for Nishioka. Takes it first time.
Manila Digger FC.
Watanabe making the most of his space.
Kenji
Guy with the fake. And Nishioka with the awareness. Another goal for Manila Digger. Quickly make this 3-1.
Substitutions for Don Bosco GARELLI United.
Not too sure how much plus points he'll get for the celebration, but Nishioka is showing why he is one of the best players to watch out for in the PFL. And the two subs that were coming on for Don Bosco, they were supposed to come on when it was still 2-1. They're going to come into a different scoreline now. But it's business as usual now for Manila Digger. Seems like a long time ago now that they equalized that 1-1. Here's Okereke fighting for that loose ball. He's going to win a corner. 30 minutes left in this match for Don Bosco to salvage something, but momentum firmly now with Manila Digger. Again, Manila Digger, 3 games in 1 week. This is the first one. Second against Kaya on Saturday. Third against Dewa United next week. Crossed in. Oh, it's met by a Don Bosco head, but couldn't make the clean contact needed.
Don Bosco GARELLI showing signs as well, especially on those corner opportunities, getting to the end of them.
You feel that Don Bosco's performances against big teams this season haven't been that promising, but this one, despite the scoreline, they have showed signs of encouragement. Okereke is way offside there. It's been a tough afternoon, a tough evening rather, for Okereke, having to play against outnumbered defenders.
It's always frustrating, especially for a striker, as especially the position is an attacking player to score the goals when you have to do mostly defending than it is attacking.
Guy nearly fighting for that loose ball. Long ball from Jordan Jarvis. Actually, the same formula that created the first goal. Great header from Dave Sambu. Shioka. Just such a tricky customer to deal with. Staninko. Crossfield for Nishioka. First touch slightly too heavy. Marcenilla. Nishioka has Bass outside of him. Doesn't need him. Goes for the cross. Looking for Watanabe. Just about cleared by Don Bosco. They're going to try to go the other way. Again, it's so tough for Don Bosco. Because when Manila Digger just turn on the Jets, there's a reason why they're undefeated.
Also felt a different sense of discipline in the second half as it was in the first.
Early cross looking for Ariola. Misjudged the flight of that ball. They've had moments like that that they couldn't take advantage of. It's an improvement to how they performed against big clubs earlier on in the season. Because of how good, the top 4 in the PFL are. Even a small mistake will get you punished. There's a player down for Don Bosco as well. So the game's gonna take a little bit of a pause.
And as it stands, it's 3-1 in favor of Don Bosco. In favor of Manila Digger, rather. Right before that halftime, Manila Digger, throughout the first half, they were in cruise control. They had more of the chances, secured a goal at the 17th minute by Pao Usman Guy. But at the death of the first half, in the change of the first half, GARELLI able to make something out of nothing, the most of a corner opportunity. And Desmond Guy able to get an equalizer. At the start of the second half, 3 halftime substitutions. And then introduction of Nishioka in the second half. Really just proving to be such a difference maker once he steps onto the pitch. Winning a penalty in favor of them and then scoring the third goal.
Just such a tough team to play against. They have a corner here. Baji crossed in. Cleared just about by Don Bosco. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Again, Manila Digger. They'll be keeping one eye on their match for Saturday. And they've called back 2 substitutes. So I imagine more squad rotation. Again, it's a very long season with a lot of games. So you need to distribute minutes as much as possible. No Bosco, by the way, are also going to ready 2 substitutions. Great hold-up play from Okereke. Yamaguchi. Chance for Don Bosco to do something. Here's their goal scorer. Early cross looking for Okereke. Tight angle, goes for the shot. Asking for a corner kick. He's not going to get it. And that will signal 2 substitutions for Don Bosco.
Be a defensive substitution. Bacon's day is done, and Sims will be checking in for him. Eugene Ariola's day is done as well.
Double substitution for
Katarinin will come in.
BOSCO GARELLI United. Player number 56, Kevin Bacon, is replaced by player number 18, Michael Sims.
Doesn't get any easier for Don Bosco. Their next game is actually against Stallion. So they'll want to take points in that game as well.
That's 2 changes on the left flank, which has been the dominant side as well of Manila Digger. That's the area where Watanabe has been. Really those balls diagonal to him. Able to create a lot of trouble. So speedy. Down that right-hand side.
Looks like Boubacar Touré is also going to check in shortly for Manila Digger. Nishioka on the end of a tough challenge. That was Ebenezer Aguier. Touré ready to come onto the pitch, but coaching staff gonna opt maybe to wait for the set piece.
Seems like it's Mane who will be done for the day, and it's going to be, as you've mentioned, Touré to come in. He is a player that brings so much on the attacking end for the side of Manila Digger. Cisse has the most number of goals, 11. Trailing right behind him is Touré with 10 goals to his name and 6 assists.
And that combination, Cisse and Touré, is a combination that have produced 20 goals this season just with each other. So they're one of the deadly duos in this league.
Substitution for Manila
And
Digger.
they do end up actually
Player number 12,
making that sub
Mane,
before the
is
set
replaced
piece.
by player number 11, Boubacar Touré.
Jordan Jarvis is going to take the armband. Nishioka with the cross. It's cleared by Ian Edie. Nice grass cutter towards Yamaguchi, but Ziggy Taninko, very tough defender to get past. One of those under 23 Philippine stalwarts. No mistake here from Don Bosco. Usman Guy, will he get his hat trick? The answer is an emphatic yes. And they put this game out of sight.
Such individual brilliance by Pao Usman Guy up on top. He has the speed, he has the finesse, and he has the hat trick.
Doesn't usually play as the starting striker. That position is Psycho Cise's, but he is proving that he has the versatility and pace and power, along with the composure, to play in that position, to lead the line for Manila Digger. And he's repaid the trust put in him by the coaching staff to play as that striker. What a great goal.
The pass as well from Baji to find on the run of Pao Usman Guy.
He never looked like he was ever thinking that he was going to miss that shot. Such a confident finish. Knew that the goalkeeper was going to commit, so he just curled it around him. Don Bosco, can they make the scoreline a little bit more respectable? Okeyeke is onside. Good defending from Baji. And the scoreline 4-1. You know, if people looked at this scoreline without watching the match, probably wouldn't have known that Bosco made it 1-1 in the first half.
Feel for the likes of Don Bosco Garelli, who at moments really showed some signs being able to take it against the bigger teams. They just couldn't sustain the pressure, the organization defensively that they had in that first half, and they couldn't set it again in the second half. Of course, as a game wears on, when one team is so superior on the attack, fatigue does play a factor.
Watanabe combining with Guy, nearly creating an opportunity there. Bosco going long to Okeyeke. What a touch, actually, from the striker. He's asking for a foul. Did look like one from here, but referee is not gonna call it.
First glance, it did seem like it should have been a foul in favor of Don Bosco Garelli. Garelli had the ball in close control and was clipped as he gave the pass.
Shout out as well to all the fans in the chat right now, and seeing some questions whether or not the tickets for... I'll get back to that later. Shot taken from Yamaguchi. Just had Asong moving to his side a little bit, but it doesn't actually test the goalkeeper. Again, they've had moments where they could have really tested Asong. I think Don Bosco will take some silver linings from this match despite the scoreline.
Yamaguchi just able to take the turnaround quickly with an eye for goal. Didn't go anywhere on target. It's something to build on. It's been a quiet second half for the side of Don Bosco Garelli on the attacking end.
And Edie with physicality against Guy. Again, fans in the chat asking whether or not Manila Diggers tickets for the Dewa United home game are free. They are free, as announced by the club on their social media page. So if you are free on that night and want to watch the AFC Challenge League right here in Manila, the tickets will be free. A good opportunity to enjoy some midweek action next week. Nishioka has the overlap of Barsanilla, who finds Guy, who finds the back heel. Tuloy! Some shouts of handball. Referee's not agreeing with those shouts. Here's Nishioka. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nishioka. Open goal. Cut back. And somehow, it's not 5-1. That would have been probably the best goal of the lot. And all the Manila Digger fans, hands on their heads, because the build-up was absolutely sublime.
It was a fantastic build-up. Good defending from Garelli from that first chance of Boubacar Touré, but Nishioka continued to build the needle, thread the play all together, eventually getting it on that right, cutting it back to Pao Usman-Gai. And the people in the stands, the staff of Manila Digger, hands on their head, how that ball did not go in. And Pao Usman-Gai, lucky that he's on a hat trick, because that definitely should have at least been on target.
He'll be the contender for man of the match, but I'm sure he's thinking he could have gotten his fourth there. He's privileged enough that the scoreline is in a way that that chance doesn't actually affect the game in its current state. But yeah, it's usually the type of chance that he takes. He'll be feeling actually that it might have been easier than some of the chances that he actually did end up scoring this evening. And Nishioka as well, all over that move. Playing 1-2s, getting on the end of that move. Could have scored also, but he went for the pass.
But you're kind of seeing a trend here for Pao Usman-Gai in the way that he scores. He's so prolific when it's balls given to his feet or directly in his path, where he just has to continue his stride and take the chance. But throughout the game, when the ball came from a cutback pass, he's having a hard time finding the back of the net.
That actually is his last involvement. I'm sure the coaches will be happy with his performance, but I'm sure he'll be thinking he could have ended that performance with yet another goal. It's going to be Mustafa Jallo checking in. So more squad rotation from the coaching staff of Manila Digger, allowing different players to get minutes under their belt in a very congested schedule. But a round of applause nonetheless for Usman-Gai. Such a great performance this evening.
The introduction of Mustafa Jallo, one of the new signings that Manila Digger have during this mid-transfer window. And in his first appearance for Manila Digger against Mendiola, scored 4 goals. So what a way to introduce yourself to the PFL.
You have to say Manila Digger's scouting network and transfer approach usually pays off. Able to get these gems that slot right into the PFL, whether they're homegrown or whether they're foreigners, seem to be able to gel in a short amount of time. You know, even think back to the August window, Schaffner, Clarino, such smart signings that add to this team no matter what.
You go back to January of 2025, signing Nishioka.
Yeah.
Before that, I had no idea where he was playing or where he came from. He just burst onto the scene.
Speaking of bursting into the scene, here he is bursting into the penalty box, going for the shot. Watanabe! With the follow-up, it was blocked by Sims. But Manila Digger, they smell blood and they want more. Okireke going back. Tungay. Robust defending from Barsanilla. And we speak about all the foreigners in this Manila Digger team. You also have the likes of Barsanilla, who have been, they've been pretty good tonight. You know, they won't get the plaudits because of the way the game's gone, but they've done their job really well.
That's right. Usually the player on that position, if I'm not mistaken, is Schaffner or Clarino or Felonco. But Barsanilla, one of the young players that they did assign, really stepping up to the plate. And when given the opportunity, able to give us a performance to maybe cement his name as well, to make it a tougher option for the coaching staff when they're deciding who the back line is going to be.
It's a good problem to have if you're Coach Basliu or Coach Kim Versales. Well and truly in the title race in the PFL. Nishioka put under pressure, but is going to go out for a goal kick. Don't forget, they also added the likes of JP Borlongan and Davao. Davao's actually now on the pitch or on the bench tonight. But again, just these signings that add so much to this team. Jordan Jarvis as well was at 1 Taguig at one point. Here is Barsanilla. I think Manila Digger will be really happy that they've secured this scoreline, even without the help of Saiku Sise, who's going to be refreshed and rested against Kaya, which is probably the position they wanted him in. And that match, by the way, is going to be a real banger this weekend. So we do encourage all the fans to come down to Rizal Memorial if they can to watch that match, or of course continue watching it here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell as well.
So save the date, Feb 28, 7 p.m. Manila Digger versus Kaya FC. We'll also have another game before that as well, and games as well on March 1. But that's definitely going to be the main event of the weekend.
Kaya will be looking to bounce back after that 1-0 loss to Gig last weekend. Again, Manila Digger already beat Kaya this season. At the same time, Manila Digger want revenge against 1 Gig, so it's a very interesting title race. You can feel that margins are so tight. Time running out for Don Bosco to at least get another consolation. Justin Bass, by the way, looks like he's going to play the whole 90. It's his first game, and if you looked at the way he played tonight, again, he won't get any standout commendations, but he's played well. He's kept things sticking. And I imagine he'll also feature against Kaya, his former club, this Saturday.
Manila Digger just enjoying much of the possession. It feels like just a commentator's curse as I said that.
Toure tripped by Ian Edie on the edge of the box. It's going to be a yellow card to the center back. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the game's first yellow card? Looks like it by my record. Here was that foul.
Toure winning the ball back at the edge of the box. And Edie just getting a bit of his other foot. It's the slightest of touch, but foul nonetheless. A chance for Manila Digger to show what they're capable of from a set piece opportunity in a very favorable area. Good chance to add up on the score sheet.
Nishioka and Toure standing over the ball. Baji also wants a word. Actually, he's just setting up the wall, beside the wall, with the purpose of blocking the goalkeeper's view. very close to the goal and to the wall, so there's not a lot of space to get it up and over the wall and back down on target. Nishioka goes far post off the woodwork. Nearly perfect.
What a beauty that would have been if that went in. Just got the right amount of curl on it.
Great defensive recovery there. But Nishioka so close to another goal. And then Digger beat the press. Trying to go direct, but that's too close to the goalkeeper. And BOSCO just getting a little bit stretched. Nishioka unhappy with the fact that he misplayed that pass. Despite the fact that he's already had a goal to his name, seems to be a very hungry player for goal contributions.
That's the replay of the attempt from the set piece opportunity. Almost, but not quite for Nishioka, who's been involved in around most of the goal-scoring opportunities for the side of the Manila Digger since he's been introduced in the second half.
BOSCO just trying to apply some pressure, but again, second best to the way that Manila Digger just manipulate themselves out of that situation. Jalo. Nishioka, what a pass to Watanabe. And just see he has that vision that not a lot of players can say they also have. Nishioka is going to take this corner. In by Nishioka, looking for Bas. Couldn't get contact on it.
It's been two completely different teams for the side of the BOSCO GARELLI. One that showed up in the first half, and the second half that couldn't keep that same pace. Really challenged Manila Digger in the first.
The question for them is now whether they can sustain that type of performance they showed in the second part of the first half. Can they sustain it for a longer period of time? Nishioka called offside.
You also felt the difference of Manila Digger when they made a triple substitution in the second half. The urgency to really score. It just felt that they had that hunger to get there, to get those chances up on top. And for the side of Don BOSCO GARELLI, you feel that the fatigue really led to a less structured play, leading them to be just less organized and susceptible to making more mistakes.
Watanabe has time and space. Jalo, Toure. Going back to Jalo, chance for the substitute, and it's a save by Shotaro Ishii to keep it at 4.
Great movement from Manila Digger right down the spine to find Jalo up on top. That was Toure leading on to Jalo. He was able to find a bit of space, forcing a good save from Ishii.
Manila Digger now just running down the clock. But here's Watanabe down the right. Has targets in the middle. Watanabe with the cross, and it's an open goal from Jalo, and he gets that cameo goal that he wanted. Another assist from Watanabe, and it's now 5-1. And it felt like a lifetime ago that the score was actually 1-1 because Manila Digger really have turned on the Jets.
Great team effort. The turn from the right-hand side. Watanabe. What a well-timed curling pass. And Jalo running into the ball inside of the foot.
Goal for Manila Digger
Defenders
FC.
caught stunned.
By player
The
number
goalkeeper as well.
Mustafa Jalo.
They allowed that cross to go through. Jalo in a sea of Don Bosco Garelli defenders, able to get the touch to make a difference.
And Watanabe put that cross into the corridor between the goalkeeper and defenders, the corridor of uncertainty. Excellent cross. The finish to make it 5. There was a point in this match where Kaya, Wantigig, even Cebu would have gotten excited. But business as usual in the second half.
Felt that it just took them one half to warm up. As you've mentioned, among all the teams, Manila Digger are the only team that last played was Feb 11 pass, so it's been 2 weeks since they've seen any football action. Took them a while to get the gel, to get the cohesiveness, but once the switch was turned on, they never turned it off.
They want more here. Can they get a 6th? Watanabe again. Another excellent cross. This time it's cut out though. Taninko. Justin Bass. Nishioka. Jalo. Ture. And they get that 6th. And the floodgates have well and truly opened.
Another goal that added up. Last minute drama, more adrenaline, more mistakes. Look at the passage of play just by the edge of the box. Nishioka to Jalo, Jalo to Ture, Ture curling it down that right-hand side, taking it low and hard.
By player number 11, Popular Tuloy.
Cebu had their statement victory. Wantigig had their statement victory last weekend. Been a while for Manila Digger, as you said, Natasha, but they finally continue to ramp up that title charge. It's looking like we have a really good title race this season between that top 4.
Don Bosco Garelli just caught stunned, flat-footed on these chances. It's taking them a while to really get back into the game.
You just feel for Don Bosco.
Not only does it feel like the goal was a final dagger, they decided to twist it as well to make it hurt that much more, scoring 2 goals in at a time.
It's probably, the scoreline is probably also a disservice to that first half where they clawed themselves back to 1-1. A referee, Meliton Palayo, is this time gonna play the 4 minutes and call the whistle. Full time between these two sides. 6-1 in favor of Manila Digger. A hat-trick from Paus Mangay. Goals from Nishioka, Jalo, and Ture in the second half. But it was actually Desmond Guy who equalized things in the 45th plus 5 minutes. It was an entertaining game at that point, but Manila Digger went full throttle, and they make another statement here in the Philippines Football League.
Let's talk about the effort that Don Bosco Garelli put on in that first half. A game is not played in 45 minutes. A full match is who can sustain it over the 90 unit, and Manila Digger continue on that dominant run, title contenders, and proving title-worthy contention in this second half dominant performance.
Yeah, things are starting to heat up now this season because we have so many more games as well coming right up. This was your midweek match day this Wednesday, 2 matches today. But don't forget, this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday, we also have matches coming up for you, the Philippine Football League fans. It's been a great day of football. Natasha Alquiros Dato alongside myself, Diego Cordero, calling both matches for you guys. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you this weekend.
We hope you enjoyed our 2 matches today, Wednesday, as much as we did. We will see you this Saturday for another set of your Philippines Football League matches. Again, we encourage you to visit the official Facebook, Instagram, and X pages of the Philippines Football League with the handle @WeArePFL for more details on the Philippines Football League 2025 to 2026 season. We'll see you here on Saturday and have a good night. We are PFL!
For winning the game. What are your thoughts about the game?
Thank you. First of all, I'm thanking my fellow teammates and the staffs. Actually, the game was not that easy because the team that we were playing, they are fighting for relegation. So obviously, it was not an easy game.
Given the result, how do you plan to move forward after this?
Grabbing the maximum points. Every game to us is a final, so we need to win every game. Every game we need to grab the 3 points. Inshallah.
All right. Lastly, any message for the fans?
Thank you. I'm thanking the fans to keep on supporting because we cannot go without them. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.